Welcome to the Orlando Lions Den Podcast, your number one Orlando City podcast. For the fans, by the fans. For the fans, by the fans. Keeping you in the know on all things Orlando City since 2018.
Cleon, I got to say, impeccable timing to work that out. We are back, and I don't care about nothing. I just got to say, Miami, eat it. Feel good.
Trash. Right.
Destroyed. And all you can do is go and cry. You're going to cry about a back pass. A back pass. That's what we're doing. We're crying to the refs about a back pass. I'm going Allen Iverson. Talk about practice.
Right.
Oh man, honestly, I will say, for those that look at Lionel Messi as a hero, you never want to see your hero live long enough to become a villain. You also never want to see them live long enough to become washed, and I feel like he's doing both right before our eyes.
Facts, man.
I gotta just go ahead and say, we'll get into it here in just a second. But Cleon, how you feeling, my man?
I'm feeling perfect.
Cloud 9, Cloud 10, even
perfect. Perfect. Now all I need is another Atlanta dub and just finish them all off. The trifecta. You smashed up the Rowdies. You smash up Inter. Smash up Atlanta next, and I'm going about my business.
I mean, you can't forget too. We also smashed Charlotte. And now we can even smash Nashville tomorrow. They like to say that they're not sure where the South is, but we smash all the teams in the South. I think that everything revolves around us at that point.
Right. I think we might need to change our mascot from Kingston to General Sherman. Just burn in the South.
Come on.
Salt the ground, man. Nothing's going to grow.
Yeah. You're starting it hot, Cleon. I just had some gummy bears. I'm ready.
You know, I'm ready.
Regular gummy bears or Colorado gummy bears?
No, regular ones. What is that? Lebanese or Lebanon? Some kind of brand like that? Boga or Publix?
You telling me?
I don't got Publix anymore. So
Haribo, bro.
Haribo? Can't get
that.
Is
that the one? No, Haribo. I don't know. I like those other ones better.
Well, Eddie, as we are getting ready to go ahead and get into this, I'm sure you got to be feeling great as well, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know what I just love? I feel like the team, there's a confidence that's oozing from the team. There's no panic, right? We know we could score. We know we got ballers. Defense is sorting itself out, after the rough start. It's just this confidence I'm feeling. We were not worried against Miami at all. Compare this to the match last year. It's like frenetic, disorganized. I love it. It was great. I mean, it was to see, like you said, you're whining about a back pass. To be hoping a back pass, which wasn't a back pass, is your savior, just shows how trash you are.
And to just quote Rodrigo Schlegel, if you didn't see the video the club put out earlier today, we are the big team here, not them. Right. It's us.
Right.
Aura points times 1,000.
Right. That's why Rodrigo's vocal on the pitch, and sometimes he gets out of armband. I mean, you see it. We don't know what's going on in the training pitch sometimes, training grounds, and in the locker room. And Rodrigo, boy, he's stepping up. That was awesome. I wanted to run through a brick wall.
It was one of those things that I know early in the season. I got to adjust my mic. Early in the season, I was a little skeptical when I saw him kind of getting the vice captain armband. I'm like, why is it going to Rodri? I thought I'd go to Pedro or something like this. And then now I'm seeing that. I was like, I get it. I get why he gets it. That makes sense. So
right.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and before we go deep dive into everything that happened over the past week and prepare for this week, we'll go ahead and say shout outs to Hourglass Brewing for working with us again 2 years in a row, making No Mango, No Party. We appreciate it. And we love working with them. Hopefully we'll continue to do so. If you're looking to buy a house in the Central Florida area, shout out to Chad McGibbon at Chad McGibbon on Twitter, or you can use the QR code on the screen to reach him. He's going to be your source for all your home buying needs, and he's going to be happy to help you out. And then if you're going to be buying a house, you might want to go ahead and finance it, unless you got all the cash in the world, in which case go you. I'm proud of you. Reach out to Leo at the Epic Mortgage Team, powered by You Mortgage, 407-844-7696. And last but not least, Eddie with Comparing Insurance. That's our man up there in the corner, Eddie. Appreciate Eddie as always, because he does a lot of cool things with us and with the club. Eddie, anything new going on in the insurance world you got to tell the people about?
No, you can just check your rates. Some companies are freezing, drop the car insurance rates a little bit. So just so it's always a good time to check. Yeah, like give you a quick example to check. I had someone in my networking group. They're the roof. The way it pays out, they're not going to get very much money. He didn't know that hurricane season's coming, and I was like, "Hey, your roof, they're gonna give you like half the price for a roof, So just a review. The prices, I have an option that's about the same. I'm like, you'll get a better claim experience versus that. So you don't know, and then when you find out, it's too late. So,
hey, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
So. Normally, when we're doing these shows, we go in chronological order. We had 2 games this week, but I'm not wasting any time. I want to talk about Miami and what happened. What happened, Miami? I thought you guys were the big dogs. You guys are losing all these games in a row. And then we go into your house and deliver Messi the biggest home loss in his entire club career, which that's mind-blowing to me that stat is now Orlando City. Beating them 3-0 down in those that trash receptacle they call a stadium. 3-0. I'll say the game honestly started a little bit slow, some slight back and forth. We missed plenty of chances, and it's one of those things. I think it was on MLS wrap up. Dax McCarty said this game should have been 5-0.
Right, at least
got the scoring open due to their claim of a back pass, which Andrew Wiebe on MLS instant replay said, I don't know what they're talking about. All the Messi bots in the YouTube comments said, oh, it's a back pass. I talked to IFAB. They said it's a back pass. I was like, no, you didn't talk to IFAB. And if you did, dude, what a big dork.
Right. Yeah.
Like what kind of dorks reach out to IFAB? But
right.
That is the quintessential Route 1 goal of Pedro just ripping it upfield, catching their awful defense sleeping. Beautiful touch by Luis Muriel. 2 touches, back of the net. I don't know what else you could really want out of that. That's the kind of stuff that I know gets Eddie excited. He loves that Route 1 ball.
Sometimes you just got to go north-south, buddy.
Just do it. Yeah. And then let's see. Scoring continued with Marco Pasalic in the second half off of a corner that got kind of pushed back around, got it back into play, and literally from the top of the 18, put it through Ustari's legs. He is not a good goalkeeper. And that worked to our advantage here, and I ain't mad about it. And then last but most certainly not least, Eddie, who combined for the final goal?
Brother, look, I'm a history nerd, and this, in a deeper way, which I haven't even
everything's going to be all white.
Right there it is. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. The exciting whites happened. Oh, it couldn't even be better. Gervais, Gervais, which if you guys don't know how to spelling, it's B-A-E. This is how you spell that. A king. It's the king, the French king over here, Charlemagne. I got a nickname for that. It's not coming out right now. But so for Charlemagne, King Gervais over here to Kyle Smith to Duncan McGuire to Dagger Dan, the new dad. Dagger Dad, Thor Halson. Oh, it was perfect. So as a history nerd, I went to England in January, right? I loved how I went to York. Thank you, Daniel Young. Over there, there's an intersection between Rome, Vikings, the Anglo-Saxons, right? Just rich history. Then nearby there, Battle of Stamford Bridge. Here comes the Normans coming, the Battle with William Hastings, blah, 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 right? So here we got Charlemagne, so I'm referencing him, the Normans, who are supposedly Viking descendants in France. That's where all these knights and castles and stuff come from, right? The Gervais. So he goes into England, the French, the Normans run the show for like 600 years. And he passes it to who? Kyle Smith. Family probably been here since Plymouth, since Jamestown or whatever. To Duncan McGuire, believe Scottish name, aka the Picts. north of the English Isle here, over to Dagger Dancer Horse and the Viking, the ones who came into the area. It was from a history perspective, it was just like, brother, this is like 16 whatever, it was 1064. It was just, man, it hit me in so many levels. And then forget all that nerdery. It was just, bro, it was just the white one to the white one to the right one to the white one. It was just fantastic. I love it. It was so great.
I mean,
and Dagger Dan, bro, it was just good play all the way. Gervais is just metronomic, in the commentary. I know I listened to the Spanish commentary. There was like when we got up 2-0, Bobby called Gervais over and said he wants you to be like the metronome. According to a reporter, to be a metronome, and then we said to Alex Freeman, we don't need you to go up super high at this time, which, he kept going super high anyways. But let's just be smart is what he told him, right? Gervais, he's getting a lot of attention for his performance. Just great job out to Smith playing, on a position left back. We went back five. A great ball to Duncan, who was just, having Enrique and Duncan together. Duncan went out wide left and made a great run and a great pass. Dagger saw that space vacated by Duncan and just finished it, roofed it. It was, so many levels it worked. Roofing it, a striker using his left foot, squaring a ball. Let's be honest, guys. When's the last time we've seen someone on the left square the ball that well? Right? You know what I mean? So
not trying to throw shade, but also throw a little bit of shade.
Right. And Duncan could scoot, man. That guy was hauling out there. What? So that was when the exciting whites joke I've been having, sometimes you dream things just to never meet your heroes, but it succeeded it. So my heart was happy. I was like,
I'm also just happy that obviously we've had that exciting whites going going for a while.
Right.
I ended up buying a Photoshop template for like $3 on Etsy to make that image that I put out. And tell me how that's like one of my most liked tweets of all time.
Right, brother. Someone asked me to make shirts today.
I saw a couple people asking to make shirts. I was like, I don't know about that, but
I think we should. Mike.
Maybe we'll have to figure it out.
I'll split it 90-10 with you guys since I came with the idea and you did the work. By you guys, it'll be me and you. Cleon, nothing. That's not his contract.
But Cleon's already got the vacation time. He's got the vacation time over all of us.
Right.
He made his choice.
Yeah. But look, I was just exciting that their goal. Look, reality is Freeman could have scored. Ojeda in on goal. Thanks to good play by Freeman. And normally he bags that. That's
the thing is,
Ramiro hits the post.
I was gonna say there was one chance
6.
by
forget 5-0.
I was gonna say, well, there was the Muriel chance in like the first 5 minutes that he scuffed completely.
Right.
There was the Ojeda complete. There was a great one by Angulo where he got through the defense, and it was actually a very good save by Ustari. Then let's see, there was the Martin Ojeda versus nobody moment that he
normally backs that.
Honestly, he had too much time. He
got creative. Yeah. He tried to go like he's been scoring. He got so caught up in that near post like clanker the other day, off the crossbar. He was like, let me near post it on him, roof it like upper bins, bro. All he needed to do was pass in the far post. It was in.
Then there was, I think, two good shots by Freeman. One that had a rebound that he put maybe just a little too much sauce on it to Martin Ojeda. And
it was chunky
rather than one time it.
It was chunky too. Like if you would have just, I called the BB-8 roll just like over and over. It was a little chunk. And
then the last one you mentioned, the Ramiro one that went off the post. I will say Ustari's finger did get a touch on that to force it onto the post. But like, dude. I don't know. Like we're complaining, like they're complaining about everything. I'm like, you guys don't know how to play defense.
Give him the back pass. You're still 2-0. Plus,
dude, my big thing is, and you guys watched the game closely. I know both of you did.
Yeah.
After the 70th, 75th minute, Miami gave up.
They were just whining. They even got free kicks and were whining. They got a descent on a free kick that they got because Messi tripped by himself. Yeah, they had that's how bad. I've never seen a team whine this much.
They whined so much, and they gave up. Like that's my thing. I'm sorry. Like they looked like they were just defeated in the 80th minute.
Look at Jimmy put Cryami.
Was that
Cryami?
There we go. I'll put the whole comment. Oh, big. Yeah. Oh God, Big Two Suarez will still be icing his knees. Cryami, so difficult to watch. Constant crying to the refs is out of hand, and MLS and Disco said Messi is all good. Yeah, that's true. They got no fines, nothing. And I was gonna say, Jim, I think you were the one that said you were upset about it being 9:30. I appreciate you still being up and watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had to move some things around. We made it work though. But Cleon, you've been quiet over there because I feel like you're just stewing on how great everything was.
Cleon's Cleon. There's no bigger hater than Cleon. He's enjoying this more than all of us.
I mean, come on. We remember the. It's still 10 minutes left. Why y'all leaving? We go score another one. We all remember that video because it resurfaced again this weekend.
It did.
I think Hogtown Hooligans on Twitter was one posting it saying, I need this energy back this weekend. And I think we brought it back, Cleon. What are your thoughts on the game?
It's just, I mean, at this point, for me, we just proved that, you know, that we're above that squad. And it's like gods don't argue with sheep, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like I ain't got no time for Inter Miami no more and no Pessy.
Right.
Bars.
They can all going back to the retirement home and everything else they doing over there. You know, now they can go back, cry to Garber, ask for some more rule changes, which I'm sure is already coming for them.
I mean, that he gave
4 more DPs, please.
He gave them an extra transfer window. You know, they already got the help coming.
You know. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell them, bro. I ain't got no time for them, to be honest with you.
They got the extra 10-day transfer window because for some reason they're in the Club World Cup over Columbus, because FIFA decided we'd rather have Messi play in the tournament in the United States. That's the only reason. And what are they going to do? They're going to sign Angel Di Maria, who I think is 40 now, and William Yarborough, who is a failed goalkeeper in MLS. So good job.
Bro,
you guys make all the right.
Bro, I don't know. Like,
yeah,
I don't know most of that team, bro. What I do know is that dude Falcon with the hair.
Falcon.
That dude, Falcon.
Terrible.
That guy is trash. He might as well be called Pigeon. This guy's just a doodle bird. He sucks, man. He is. He tried to just dry hump Muriel and complain about a yellow. Got cooked by everybody. Ojeda, everybody cooked him. Pasalic, when he just skated through everybody. This guy is. I don't even know who these people are. They just got random South Americans with funny names and bad hair and ugly faces and big noses and bad teeth. Someone with a big nose and bad teeth. I know what I'm talking about. I could say that.
I do want to go ahead and just say real quick though, 2 players that I think deserve the big shout outs for this game. And that obviously we've already mentioned his name a couple of times, and that's Gerbe, because what a performance from a 23-year-old kid. He taught Lionel Messi what an ACC championship is.
Right.
Like,
up the Tigers.
Yeah. I made an image that just was a confused looking Lionel Messi, and it just says, what even is a Clemson Tiger? And the other one is again, Alex Freeman. Like, yes, he was getting forward, but he played a damn good game again. Didn't get burnt on anything. And I even saw other like pundits from I think Backheeled and obviously from MLS Wrap Up was saying if he doesn't make the Gold Cup roster, we're rioting. Him in open space, man, is just lethal. There was a couple 1-2s that he had, and then there was another one. I think it was the one where he got the shot in on Ustari, and then the rebound that he put over to Ojeda. But he just bodied and burnt through Jordi Alba, and it's one of those things. I'm like, he is barely 20, and this kid just went over one of the. As whether I like it or not, one of the more legendary fullbacks in European soccer. He just went through him like he was nothing, man. Like it was no big deal for him. That's crazy.
Right. He told him, buddy, you get some calcium for that osteoporosis, bro.
They need it.
Get that calcium density of old man. Yeah, it was there. I just didn't feel, except a couple moments from Messi. Messi did cook a few people. Had that good shot.
One big shot.
Yeah.
Pedro.
Great save by Pedro. Pedro kept us in it. Muriel was saucy. Was running at him. He was showing them, look, I'm going to show them what a Welsh, former player in Europe, Welsh South American is. I'm not that. And he was lively. To me, the first half of that, the first 30 minutes of that was the Muriel, Gallesa show, so to speak. So shout out to the vets for stepping up in a big game like that.
Oh, well, I mean, we realistically could probably talk all day about
Mhm.
beating Miami, how good we were, and how cheeks they were. But there was
Right.
another game this weekend, and it was a big dub over Charlotte midweek. 3-1 victory. Got to go ahead and say Luis Muriel, Christian Kalina, you were goalkeeper of the year last year. Ain't going to be winning it this year with letting goals like that in. Eddie, what's your dad say?
Yeah, if you shoot, you score. You know, just
He put it right at Kalina, but that ball had pace, and that went he hit him in the hands and went right into the middle of the net. You know, sometimes if you shoot, you score, and also sometimes if you shoot, if you're Martin Ojeda, it is a worm burner into the bottom corner, first time off a volley off the left foot, beautiful strike,
yes, perfect,
I
unsavable.
I heard our friends over at Soccer Wise saying that there's a chance he might have the best shot in the league right now. And seeing some of the goals he scored this year, I don't know if you could dispute it.
You know who's right next if it's Ojeda, the best shot in 1A or 2, his teammate, his other DP with the left foot, Marco got some baggers, bro. That's a ball striker right there.
Exactly. Things that we love to see, things that we're really not used to seeing.
Every goal has been a banger, bro.
Right? Yeah. Marco could be like
goals, man. It's like
you're talking about Marco or Ojeda?
Yeah, Marco. I'm talking about Marco.
Right. Bro, well, Marco had a rebound in front of the goal at empty net and he roofed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? Other people just like, just tap it in. He's like, I'm just gonna roof it from there. He was on FIFA like
bangers only.
Yeah, that's all he does, man. If you don't hear like a whoosh, the net, it ain't a goal. So
yeah, and then let's see. Then after Ojeda got that goal, Wilfred Zaha got a goal. Charlotte's still struggling. They're complaining about that. And then Gervais again, beautiful through ball to Ramiro Enrique, beat the defense, and added a third, 3-1. This is now looking at our last. I was going to say we're now 12 unbeaten in our last 4 games in all competitions. We have outscored our opponents 14-4. So, that feels pretty nice. Like, obviously I'm counting the Rowdies in that, but they also got scored on twice by a 16-year-old. So like, right. It's one of those things. Like, I'm not discounting him for being 16 anymore. Like he owns that teteam.
Right. He does. Yeah.
So Cleon, I started with Eddie first on Miami. I'll start with you on Charlotte. I mean, this team, like, if we keep this kind of play up, like, what are you feeling about this team? Because I feel like we were a little bit skeptical with some of the moves in the offseason. I think I was more skeptical probably than all you guys. I know I'll own that. So, hey, that's on me. But like 12 unbeaten. Now we're starting to bang goals again. What's the limit for the team right now?
Yeah. I feel like we got everything rolling. I just feel like we got to make sure we take advantage of our street, of us, our positioning. You know what I mean? Like right now we're in position, and I don't think we can get too complacent. And we got to remember, we got to focus on each trophy at a time. You know what I mean? So for me, you know what I'm talking about. For me, I think we need to go all in on this Open Cup right now. If you got 2 games in a week, whatever, man. Send your best out there. Let's get this one going. Let's move on, and then we worry about the rest. And we just keep going like that. And we got to go. For me, you got to, because what's the point if we play well? We have these nice little unbeaten streaks and things like that. But at the end of the day, you got no trophies to show for it. What's the point? You know what I mean? Or at least be like, oh, we made it to the Cup finals. You know what I mean? So for me, you got to capitalize. You can't. You have to prioritize whatever trophies in front of you, and then go for the next. You know what I mean? So you get one, you go as hard as you can until you're out, or you win it, and then you focus on the next, and you go. And I just feel like we got to do that, because I don't want to sit there and we roll through, and we finish 3rd, 2nd, whatever, with nothing to show for it. What's the point?
Yeah. No, I understand that. And I mean, and looking at it right now, we're 5 points off the Shield. Like it's for us to start this season, 1 win and 2 losses. For us now to have not lost since then. and be in this position. Like it's kind of really showing the growth of the team and the position that we're putting ourselves into. But you're right. There's a couple competitions here. We have the Open Cup again tomorrow night, or today if you're listening to this on Wednesday. And that's, we know how much the front office and the coaching staff cares about the Open Cup. And soccer wise, even said today that Orlando is probably one of the obvious favorites right now, and I think we kind of all said that just looking at the teams that were involved in that.
Yeah, that was the case coming in to me.
Yeah,
right, 100%.
Look at it.
And that was even before. That was even before we saw how Pasalic was going to be, or what does Freeman at right back look like? That we felt that way looking at just the teams based off of last year that are in the Open Cup. We just said we're the best teams out of the teams that are in it. So we have to go and win that thing. Obviously, we got a tough matchup to start with Nashville, this week with Nashville. But you're right. Got to look at what's in front of you. Eddie, what are you feeling about coming out of Charlotte?
Look, because Charlotte, first of all, embarrassing for me, because I thought I've been working a lot, and there's a lot going on. And I went there, and it was a Wednesday. I had committed to church. Look, I'm third string, bro. I'm OCB for the drums, and so they needed me twice that week. I already bailed out of one of them. Went to a work thing. I said I got to show up. I can't leave them hanging, So I went to it. I said, well, it's Open Cup or something, because I thought Wednesday just wasn't that much buzz around it. It felt like an Open Cup. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm heading there. I buy tickets, $13 behind the goal opposite of the supporters section. And I get there, and I'm doing the Den After Dark. I'm talking about Open Cup, and I was like, oh, we put a good roster out there. We took it serious, like Cleon says, and then but it looked like an Open Cup crowd, didn't it, fellas? That was like an Open Cup crowd. That crowd was
midweek
trash.
Is rough, man.
Right, that was a trash card. So nothing about that made me. I literally moved seats and talked to a friend, who shout out Mr. Flood, and talked to a friend that I hadn't seen in a while, and because it was so empty. And it turns out Rose's season is regular game, so I just wasted my season ticket, just unsold, just empty. What an idiot! But nonetheless, another game. It was a little bit more basketball, fast break than the Miami game was. A little frenetic there for a little stretch, especially when it was 2-1. Oscar did a good thing, and he's been employing this back five. Historically, we sucked at the back five, but with them having Brecalo at left back. And then essentially the way we're playing now, we're playing with a back three all the time on defense, right? And then we're letting Freeman go up, etc. Then when we go to the back three, it feels like our spacing is better when Kyle Smith comes in and stuff like that at left back or left wing back or Santos. We're doing good. So I'll shout out to Oscar. I thought it was a good game plan. It was a little frenetic, but we had it under control, and then at the end, we got that extra goal. So I feel like against Miami, I feel like the team feels like they're bought in onto the tactics and the game plan, and we're not worried. It's like, let's just do our thing, and their confidence is coming out in the way they're playing. A lot more free, creative shots from outside the box. People are taking chances, shooting long passes, through balls. People feel unrestrained, which I'm happy, because Oscar teams in the past didn't always feel that way. As early as last year, Free Frank.
That's what I was going to say, is even comparing to last year, especially the beginning half of the season, this team's having so much more fun, it feels like.
Right. You feel like they have to walk it into goal.
They're just they're in the mindset of, you got a shot, take a rip. We're letting it rip from the outside, because that's the thing that I felt like frustrated us the most, even during the stretch where we were having all those 0-0 draws this season, but especially last season, is those games where we're not shooting the ball, we're just trying to dribble it into the back of the net. Now it's just shoot as much as you can. Right, it's changed a little bit in the attack is how we're handling it.
Right. We would shoot at the end, and people would be like, well, look how many shots I'm going, look at our XG. Yeah, the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, you're not right. You got to take a look at game state too.
Yeah, even in the playoff game, why didn't we get shots off? Why weren't we shooting? If they're sitting deep, how do you break that down, man? When you're sitting deep, you gotta sometimes you gotta attack quickly. You have to switch the ball fast, and you gotta shoot from outside. That's generally how you beat these low blocks, some far post crosses and things like that. And we weren't doing that, but now I just feel like He almost feels free. Muriel would take one rips, but then it was almost like he was told not to. And then this year he's just letting him go. Even if Oscar told him no, that guy got to shoot anyways. But Ojeda feels freed up, right? And people are just, it feels differently. I don't feel like we have in the past year down and go we're screwed or whatever. So yeah, Charlotte was comfortable, and like Cleon said, we got to take advantage of it. The other day we were up 2 goals and we dropped points, right? So this streak and all that's cool, but there was still drop points. It could be even better. So let's keep it going. But I want to see us growing. And this is a scary thing, if I'm honest. We have Brekalo, new left back. That's still kind of developing, right? He's doing a good job, right? But that's an adaptation that we did on the fly. Atuesta has been out, right? And then Gervais steps up. I've been saying for years, we have no backup 6. I mean, we have no backup 8. We have no midfield help, etc. Now we have 3, and then Dagger Dan's getting more comfortable in midfield and more, when he's higher up. And you're showing right now, honestly, as a off the bench threat, Agardan has been a very good off the bench threat.
He's
right
into a great
on offense,
man.
Right? Look, I mean, that was a perfect. He's a smart player. Look, perfect. He took up the space, held his run, clean finish. So shot. So his last 2 goals, one from outside the box, a banger, and then one in the box. He's just crashing the box like Icelandic Lampard over here, and yeah. So it was just good stuff. So my point is, people are changing roles, we're adapting, and we're still not getting a ton off the bench yet. Ramiro's a streaky guy. He's getting there now. You see that he's putting some goals together. He should have had almost 3 in a row, right? Or 3 and 4 if he the post and good save, got his hand on it. Duncan assist. He doesn't score, whatever. That was a great run, a great assist.
Play. Yeah,
that was fantastic. And Duncan's a guy who will do that. He will create, and he loves doing it. Look how happy he was. And then Dagger Dan scoring. My point is, we could still get more off of our bench and off of our depth. And and when Atuesta comes back too, it's so there's still upside, which is wild. If Pedro sucked at the beginning, if he continues in his form too, it's good. Rodrigo's the starting center back. The back line is best with Brekalo, Rodrigo, and Jensen and Freeman. That's our best back line. It's just it is what it is. Nobody thought that going into the season. But that's our best line, and Rodrigo had a good match against Miami. Look, really Rodrigo, he doesn't like. You could tell he don't like Messi, bro. And look, Rodrigo and Messi's grandparents are probably fighting on the same side, before. But he's talking about right now in Argentina. He's saying we're the biggest club. He's had enough of that guy. And look, Messi cooked some people, and then Rodrigo stuck a foot out and blocked it. Right, he took it away from him. You saw how pumped up he was.
To be fair, they were fighting on the same side, but from different countries. So
yes, yeah, axis of evil hashtag. But my point is that whatever camaraderie there was, it's gone. That's what I'm saying. He's just like, what I mean. He poked out the ball from Messi. Was so pumped up, man. Rodrigo, he was up for it. So, and you know what though? Little credit to Rodrigo. I'm glazing Rodrigo today. Rodrigo, he was up for it, but he kept his head, right? Because when he gets pumped up, as Jimmy calls it, to borrow Jimmy's phrase, he goes hot rod. You never go full hot rod. And he didn't go full hot rod for the most part.
That's true.
There's always a little bit, right?
There was the little bit with Suarez, but Suarez got the yellow card.
But that was the best. Talk about, we all like wrestling here. That was a perfect bump, right? Rodrigo, he touched him and he flew perfectly like Triple H, whatever. Remember that show where they teach wrestlers? No. That was Triple H level bump.
He's
Shawn Michaels.
He sold it like Shawn Michaels versus Hulk Hogan.
Right. Yeah. This is like The Rock selling a stunner. Like just he sold that. What a perfect bump. He just fly flat like a pancake when Suarez stuck that elbow. He probably got But anyway, still Uruguay, Argentina beef there. But my point is, he didn't get up and whatever. So I'm proud of him, man. So
I'm going to go ahead and retcon something. I gave Gervais credit for the assist to Enrique against Charlotte. That was actually a Bracalo. That's on me.
Right.
I got my exciting whites confused.
Right.
But all right, guys, let's go stock up, stock down. If you guys are watching along, feel free to go ahead and put in the chat your stock up, stock down. We'll try and get you guys involved in it too. Cleon, 2 games this week. Give me your players you got stock up and stock down on.
For me, I'm gonna go with Hayden, man. I know he's already up, but he keeps I know some people's probably waiting for like maybe he'll drop off or something, but bro, he's doing it, man. Like
nothing can stop him. He's all the way up.
All the way up. All the way up, man.
Mhm.
So yeah. Somebody called, I think it was Derek. Somebody called MVP or hater before the season started on the preview.
I will say, what is it? From MLS broadcast, Michelle Giannone. He was the one interviewing Messi in Spanish when he complained about the refs. Derek commented something about him, just saying like, he's like, what a cool moment in my life. And he's like, yeah, I know you got to watch them lose to us. And he's like, to be fair, I have Martin Ojeda as my MVP currently in the league. He responded to Derek saying that. I just thought that was funny.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Like, I'm glad Messi got to see, an Argentine number 10 in form representing his country.
I will say, I don't know if you guys saw the post on Twitter. I'm sorry, Cleon, to be cutting you off here. But someone like said, because we posted the best Argentine number 10 in Florida, like got posted from the club page. And someone's like, you realize if Messi comments about this, how bad it is for Ojeda's family back in Argentina? And I'm just like, dude, shut up. Look at their stats. Look at the tape. Which one of them's playing at a high level right now? It's not Messi, and you know it. Stop glazing him, man. He's old. It's over.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Messi's gonna even go on social media. He's just gonna go home and play with Legos or whatever.
Probably that's what he does.
Yeah. But no,
I was gonna say, Cleon, you got a stock down from this week?
Yeah, I'm gonna go one more stock up. It'll be Fort Lauderdale Waste Management.
Oh, they did a great job.
Did a great job.
Cleaning out the trash,
taking that trash, moving that trash around every week. So, stock up to them. I know them boys is out there working real hard all year long. So, stock up for Lauderdale Waste Management. And I'll go stock down. I'm gonna go. You got no stock down for us, bro.
I don't
go. Nah, we ain't not stock down right now.
That's good. I respect it. Eddie, what you got?
Stock up, brother. Jimmy, bro, this guy don't miss, cue the Snoop Dogg thing. He says, yeah, look at that. You better give Jermaine a stock up. That's the guy. Yeah, stock up. Yeah, fantastic. Jimmy,
it's like there's 2 Eddies here right now.
Right.
Bro, it's like a cancer, bro. That's not contagious. So it needs to be a different disease. But bro, I can't deal.
Hey, well, it's hey, look, Jimmy's just as funny. I met Jimmy in person. He's just as funny. It's fun. He's just like this. So shout out to Jimmy. And what was I gonna say? Jerbe, stepping up really well. Look, I'm not gonna be like, he had some good moments against Messi. Messi got him too, right? But he stood up. It's a tall task. Still Messi, still good. He's not what he used to be, but good job. But he's so good on the ball. Smart player. I love a person who doesn't need to be super athletic. Just uses the brain, good positioning, good body shape. If you really want to appreciate your Bay, just look at the way is his body shape when he receives the ball. That's that Clemson teaching. Position, how he shields the ball away. He lets it roll away from people.
Got that Dabo swinging in him.
Yeah, exactly. He's got the weight on the passes are good. The ball is, the passes are at the right foot. That kind of stuff that that's the stuff I appreciate. That's what you want from a number 6. So shout out Jerbe, Rodrigo at that, just stepping out, proud of him. Muriel, stock up, Pedro had some good saves both matches. And yeah, I thought Muriel's been saucy. Ojeda. I look at shout out to Marco. Now I'm gonna say stock up, but because he's great on the curve. You're like Hufaku or him. We expect less out of Marco, to be honest. But Marco, we don't. He doesn't feel like that he's carrying the team. We don't expect him to. Muriel and Ojeda really are, but he still finds a way to produce. Right? He's just a guy that hits a 3. He's a guy who just he has 1 or 2 catches, but it's a touchdown. Like all I do is score touchdowns. Like all he does is just Chris Carter. All he does is he just scores goals or threatens or hits the post. He could have a trash game, but from any any area he's going to work hard and just shot. So I just love that about him. And just to kind of sidetrack, but we're talking about last year we got people who could take people on now. Head is taking people on. Marco can cook people. Freeman is cooking. I said it a month ago that Freeman's next step is taking people on, and he's doing that now. And then Muriel takes people all the time, man. So it's cool to see. And Stock Down is nothing. Stock Down. I don't have anyone that I could say it was a stock down. Even Angulo should have had an assist. So I'm
should have had a goal.
Should have had a goal. Yeah, he did good. So I'm like, Angulo's easy target. I'm not, give him a little stock up. But he had some good moments there. So yeah, I stocked up pretty much 90% of the team. Stock up Poppy's that white shirt. I'm going to buy that. That's fresh.
So for me, my stock up, you kind of almost hit it there. I got to give my stock up to Oscar Pareja.
Right.
You did your bay. I could go Freeman. You already did, Cleon touched on a couple of them. But for me, my biggest stock up is to Poppy for his defensive game plan. This team, the way that they handled themselves defensively, especially against Miami, it would that's what every team is now going to watch the tape on how they handle this. You have to defend with patience. Don't bite in. Let them come to you. And when they come to you, that's when you pounce.
There is ample space.
Exactly. And they were fantastic at it. Everything that I can't even say there's sometimes it got cooked here or there, but
it happens.
No one had a bad game on defense, and out of all of the opportunities that they got, I think there was really only 2 legitimately good chances that they had, and Pedro made the save on both of them.
Right.
And also I think we blocked almost 10 shots. That's what happens when you defend with patience.
And you defend a little deeper when you have to.
Yeah, defend deeper and defend with patience. You're going to be in the way. That's called clogging the lanes.
Right. What happens is you frustrate them because you're not biting in. They want to combine, slipping in behind and then cross it. Slipping in behind the Alba, dinks over the top. That's what they're trying to do, right? And we were just reading the game because we kept it in front of us. We weren't stepping in. There was no lapse of concentration. Last year, the shape was all wrong, all kinds of shape. We lost runners. This time was not like that at all. Like you said, and when you frustrate them and they can't find an avenue, they start shooting from deeper. Even Messi's great shot was on his right foot, and Messi's got 5,000 goals and 20 on his right foot. Yeah. So the fact that he needed to do all that just to get a shot off, because I don't think he got a clean shot off on his left all match.
No, he didn't.
That wasn't blocked or just stuffed or whatever. So he had to go to the right, which is, like you said, clog the lane and patience. That's what I'm saying. It's we had I felt no worry at all. Oscar completely outclassed Javier Mascherano over there, Maraschino Cherries. This guy was just sitting there, just aghast with flabbergasted. Bro, you got completely outcoached. Oscar took you, youngster, bro, no experience. Took it to the cleaners, completely no worry. It was either Messi's going to beat us or nothing. Suarez is absurdly washed.
He took your Argentinian pizza and threw it in the trash.
Right. Not to make this a politics show, but that should be banned.
I mean, that's why I made the joke about it. That's what Miami's performance looked like. It looked as bad as that pizza did.
I never tried it, and no, I will never try it.
It looks bad, man. Sorry. Anyways,
can y'all be Italian and make that and call that a pizza?
Oh, geez. Anyways, so stock up Pareja for his tactics and coaching in this. A1 100%. Stock down. I'm just gonna give the MLS and MLS season pass. Because I feel like the glazing of Miami, what's it going to take for you to realize that they are now just a bad team? I think ESPN even still had them 6th in the power rankings, and they've lost 4 of their last 6 games. Explain it. They're ahead of us. They're ahead of us. We're ahead of them on the table, and we just beat the crap out of them, and they're ahead of us.
Right.
And then MLS, I'm sorry. You implemented a non-mass confrontation policy this year. The only person who's supposed to go and talk to the center official is your captain. At least 6 or 7 times during this game did I see the Barca bunch surrounding I think it was Guido Gonzalez was the ref, just surrounding him. Like,
Right.
if you're going to make that rule, enforce it. And if you're going to go ahead and penalize like Ryan Hollingshead and Caleb Porter for saying that the refs are crap, why aren't you going to go ahead and fine Messi too? Because that's what he said. He went like, guy doesn't do a damn interview all season, and because of the fact that he feels that the back pass was missed of all things, he's going to go cry about how poor the quality of officiating is. Like, give five. I don't care if it's a $2. Fine him just to say that, you know, this is, you're not above it. Like,
right.
Money doesn't it doesn't matter how much you fine him anyways. It's going to feel like $2 it would to all of us. Like I'm not going to miss $2 that much. That's how he feels about $1 million. He's not going to miss it, you know? But like,
right. Exactly. Yeah. And he should have been on. He should have had 2 yellows. One for diving in the box, and one for delaying a restart. You know, as an Arsenal fan, delaying restarts apparently you're supposed to be yellow card. You know, so like this guy is just ridiculous. The whining was just out of control. But even they got some youngsters. I don't know who this team is coming in and complaining and crying. It's just a culture of crying. That's what it is.
And I do like Jim's just saying here, stock up to no longer being predictable, up the middle, up the side, short passes, route one. We're mixing it up. Very unpredictable now. Bro. That's important. That's important. I love it.
Like, stock up to real quick to the just Orlando overall the whole weekend. OCB
too.
90 minutes. You could put that comment on there. 90 minutes
That's
podcast.
True,
you know, guys
earlier in the
there.
show.
Mod, John, David, just OCB in Orlando City sent these frauds out for hot dogs. Florida's purple. If you find out, Pessy, that's David, is shopping for a nursing home. But yeah, OCB. I mean, 3-0, 3-0.
He can buy his own nursing home, so he's got
right. OCB. Oh, I mean, 6-0 this weekend to them.
Carballo and Justin Ellis also been in there. Right. Also, shout out Justin Ellis. He got his first team appearance against Charlotte. And it was on his birthday too. You'd love to see it.
Right.
So, all right, guys. So I kind of knew this episode was going to go long because we get to crap on Miami. We're going to take as much time as we want to in order to do it.
Right. It's okay. That's what people expect.
Another team that we don't like is coming to town tomorrow night for the U.S. Open Cup. There's round of 16 now. Nashville is here. It's at home. What are we thinking about this game? Obviously, Nashville's been in pretty good form, honestly. They still have their moments where they look a little bit sketchy, but they've been better under BJ Callahan. Cleon, are you going to the game tomorrow night? You gonna be there? Open Cup? It's your favorite?
Well, I've been trying to figure out what the heck's going on with my tickets for about 2 weeks now, because it ain't been showing up on my thing. It's been having this weird little symbol thing saying your tickets aren't ready. I just come to find out as I'm sitting there on this pod that when I had to get a new debit card, and apparently I forgot to switch my debit card to my season tickets. And that's why my season ticket thing has been blocked for the past I want to say maybe a month.
When was the last time you went to a game, brother?
Bro, about a month.
Wow.
So, that's not true.
Do I need to check your insurance?
The last game I went to was in Tampa.
Oh, okay. That's why I got that insurance on that EFT, you know?
Yeah, bro. So now I'm like, what the heck? So I literally just figured that out as I'm sitting here.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. If it gets sorted by tomorrow, then yeah, I might go.
Bro, I have no shame. I'm gonna ask my ticket rep, be like, look, last Wednesday I thought that was Open Cup. I didn't use my ticket. Is there something we could do about this? You know? Yeah. So I'm planning to go, and I don't know if I could go Wednesday and Saturday, you know, try to bounce things with the family. But I think my kids are at that stage where they just don't need their father anymore, doing a bunch of stuff. So I'm trying. Yeah. So there's like graduation parties. So I'm just like, y'all don't need me around here anyways.
Bro, they've been having me running crazy, man.
Right. It's same, brother.
Wow.
It's same.
Bro.
Yeah. It's just,
grad adventure, stupid 8th grade formals, bro.
Right. Yeah, bro. Like, Cleon, am I wrong? Well, you should graduate from high school and college, not from 8th grade. I just went to an 8th grade graduation. Sure. 8th grade, bro. If you can't graduate from 8th grade, come on. You know, anyways. Shout out to Daisy, though. She did get all the stars, the gold stars on her certificate.
Oh, good.
Yeah, shout out to her. Yeah. But then my daughter's school, they got more plays in Kyle Shanahan's playbook. We're like, bro, enough. You know, I'm just waiting for the summer. Yeah. So I'm going to try to go tomorrow. It looks like I'm going to go tomorrow, maybe not Saturday. We'll see. But I'm probably going to just leverage going tomorrow and then go in Saturday too. But one thing at a time. You know what I mean? You got
at least I got my tickets for Orlando City coming out here to play the Rapids, so I'm excited about that. So
good. Yeah,
got a couple weeks for a little bit of wait for that one. But so someone else is probably going to have to do Den After Dark that day. So one of y'all going to have to stay up late.
I know who they going to be.
I know who it ain't going to be as well. Anyways, so Nashville. Let's see. I think they just picked up a pretty embarrassing draw. I think over at the weekend, if I remember correctly. Because I think they drew 0-0 to DC United. Also had a draw against Atlanta, who's not good recently. And they beat Charlotte and the Red Bulls. So Cleon, what's your Open Cup prediction? I think we're going to do a little bit of rotation, but not a lot. Like Res Janssen and Muriel because they're getting older, so that's about it. But what do you think's going to happen in this game?
What's this here? Round of 16 now, right?
Round of 16, yeah.
Man, it's go time, bro. It's go time, man.
Oh yeah, Pedro's back in net for sure.
It's go time, bro. Put Pedro back in net. Put the kids to bed. Put the kids to bed. It's go time. Roll your people out there and let's go. So dubs only.
Dubs.
I would make 2 rotations tomorrow. I would bring in take out Angulo for Ramiro, and I would start Duncan tomorrow.
That's fine too.
Yeah, those Marco give Marco maybe for 60 or whatever, and then just go.
The academy kids, nah, it ain't time.
Yeah, and then Jerbe. Yeah. So no, I think before with Nashville, with the way they've always played, there's never been a big goal scoring team in the ugly football. I was, old days, old Oscar. This sounds like a 1-0 kind of, Poppy special, but not the way we've been playing. I thought that was going to be the case against Charlotte and Dean.
Nashville, bro. I've just seen Nashville all year. How they play? They still play like Nashville, or they switch it up now? They play a little different.
No, they got a new coach now. They're playing under BJ Callahan. It's a little bit better, but like they also
4-3-3 kind of thing.
They also didn't score on DC, so like.
Well, I mean, not with the scoring part, but they just like just
still very defensive. Still very defensive. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's not. Yeah. Well, so I'm gonna say. Yeah, I'm saying 2-0 to Orlando City. Duncan scores, and then Ramiro scores. I'm gonna give it 2-0 to the boys.
That's actually exactly what I was going to predict too. Give me 2-0 as well. I was going to give Duncan a goal, and then I'm going to go with a weird one, David Bracalo on a set piece.
Yes, I would love it.
I'm gonna go with Eddie's. I'm gonna change mine. I'm gonna go with Eddie. 2-0. Duncan and Enrique.
There it is. Yeah.
Maybe they get all their goals in the Open Cup this year, none in the regular season.
I just like to break out a fun one here and there.
Whatever gets me trophy, whatever.
You know who likes scoring in Nashville? Rodrigo. Just get Rodrigo go. Right? I would love to see Rodrigo score. Rodrigo celebrations are the best, He don't know what he's doing, and he's like a troll. He's just a natural troll. That guy's a legend. He's just so ridiculous.
Right, so I think this is one of the first times in pod recent history that we're all given the same exact prediction of 2-0. So you'll love to see
that. Means it's going to be like 5-0 or 2-1.
Hey, I am mad if it's 5-0. Trust me, I'll gladly.
I would love it.
I was a little bit mad still for beating the Rowdies since I bet 4-0. I bet the exact score and then to 5-0 in the 90th minute. Dagger, you owe me 180. I'll talk to you later, but you're new dad, so I'm going to let it slide.
Right. That's bro. 180 don't go as far as it used to when we had kids.
Exactly.
Kids were babies, huh, Cleon?
You need it exactly.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that means we got Portland is coming to town then at the weekend. The return of still Gary Neville there, right? Or Phil Neville.
Phil Neville. Yeah.
Sorry, other Neville.
If it's Gary Neville, I'm going there. We're fighting on site.
Oh, you're spending the extra to get the seat behind their bench.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I would be out of control. Yeah.
All right. So Portland, I'm taking. I honestly, I went ahead and took a look through their recent results, and it looks like they're beating teams at the bottom of the table in the West, like 2 wins over Kansas City, 2 wins over the Galaxy, couple draws with who is it? Austin, but losing to Vancouver, losing to San Jose. I don't know how good of a team they are. I feel like they've been playing pretty well. but I feel like they're inflated a little bit over the fact that they're playing a lot of the bad teams in the West, whereas the East, we're playing mostly a gauntlet. We've been playing a lot of good teams lately. So, Eddie, I'll go with you first. Do we keep things rolling against Portland?
We do, buddy. I'm not tucking down the streak, but it's by Saturday at night, 9:30ish, whatever. It's gonna be 14 unbeaten for Orlando City. It's gonna be 2-1. They're gonna get a goal from one of the Argentinian guys.
Relentless should be back, right?
Huh?
He should be.
Who?
He's hopefully going to be back this weekend.
Yeah, hopefully he'll be back this weekend. If he's sort of back, I'd play him some tomorrow a little bit to get his feet, back. And
last 20 minutes or so.
Right. But yeah, they'll get a goal. I'm gonna make it interesting and say they get one first, and then we take it 2-1. So they're coming across the country. You said they're not beating any of the big teams.
They're also traveling to San Jose tonight. They're in San Jose tonight for an Open Cup game.
Well, that's not too far for them.
Yeah, still.
Right. Yeah, but is that that besides Vancouver, that's might be their closest game, right? Those are in Vancouver. Yeah,
Seattle probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Seattle. I forgot about them. But yeah. So I just think cross country, you got to take care of business at home. We're playing well. We're gonna score on them, at least 2. So I'm gonna, 2 is respectful because at home I feel like we can score 3, and not that's very realistic. So I'm gonna say 2-1. A little respect for Portland's their tradition. The goals. I'm gonna say Ojeda, right? And then I just want to give it like a you know what, man, Freeman's just hype train is blowing up. He's getting articles everywhere, mentions everywhere. Gold Cup roster call up or whatever. Or, he got called up for what roster? US.
He's in the preliminary roster right now.
Preliminary, right?
So he's got a chance to be called up for the Gold Cup.
Right. So Freeman and Ojeda score.
Okay. Cleon, what do you got?
I'm gonna keep it realistic. So I'm gonna go with a double brace.
Oh,
we're getting a double brace. 2 players are getting a brace.
Nice.
I don't know which 2, but it's coming. So bet the house.
Wow.
I don't think you could just bet 2 random braces, but
no, we'll give up 1. So 4-1.
4-1.
Double brace.
Here's the thing.
We haven't been pouring that bad since the Molino and Kaká. Remember that? And Breck Shea's banger.
Oh man, that banger that he had in the Citrus Bowl against Portland was beautiful.
Right.
So I liked what Eddie was saying about Portland might score first and then we come back. But I liked exactly what Cleon said because I was also going to predict 4-1. I think we're going to beat him down a little bit. And I went with an Ojeda brace. And other DPs get on the board. Give me Muriel and give me Pasalic for the other 2 goals.
Yes. I told you guys Pasalic was a big game
like
guy
when all the
too.
DPs produce. I love it. So
right. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Great. Guys, I know it's 58 minutes in, but I gotta ask a question, okay?
Sure.
Real quick. This might brace, you guys who were watching brace, but I think it's a worthy discussion to be had. And I think a discussion when I have Gervais getting a lot of attention. He's playing really well, right? It's obvious Cesar, let me put it this way. The difference between Araujo and Atuesta at the 8 is a bigger gap than the distance between Cesar at the 6 and Gervais at the 6, right? That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So obviously with Cesar, we change. We change the way we play a little bit. We don't put the ball in the midfielders' hands or feet as much when we don't have Atuesta, right? But Gervais is more like metronomic and more safe than Atuesta. Most of the time, he had a couple, dimes, but Atuesta is better on the ball. But Gervais is better than Araujo on the ball. So, like, the positioning and defense, aggression and counter press, I give to Araujo. Positioning and tidiness probably edge to Gervais. So, it is. Like, what's the best midfield duo? Like when we lose Gervais at the 6, we lose his ability on the ball because he's cleaner and has more range than Araujo, in my opinion. But then we lose Atuesta's ability. Araujo's not very good going forward, right? So before we were like, man, we don't have one of these. It was Wilder and and Cesar, one of them gets their perpetual yellow cards or call-ups or injure, we're screwed. Now it's not the case. And add Dagger to it, right? So we got 4 midfielders now, basically, like legit ones. And Kyle Smith can always do a job. So is our best duo Gervais and Atuesta? Do we want to see that? Or is it still Cesar and Atuesta? Like there's a trade-off there. Yeah, because Atuesta makes up on the ball.
Because when Atuesta's there,
we don't need Cesar on the ball.
Cesar to be that good on the ball.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But this is so that that's I mean, I agree with that. But it's wild to think, right? And then Araujo, he just had a baby. We're talking about the contract, and is he going to stay? At this point, Araujo leaving on a free would suck, right? Araujo leaving would stink eventually, especially on a free. But I don't think it would be as catastrophic as it was before. Now, for depth, it would, right? But it wouldn't be as catastrophic considering he's not a U22 anymore either. So he hurts more against the cap. So what do you guys think about that? It's not really a question, just thoughts. So has Gervais done well enough to continue to be more than just a sub?
I mean, I'm a firm believer in, the adage that is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right now, things are working. I'm not the kind of person that's going to force Atuesta into the lineup right now because Gervais and Araujo have been playing very well together. However, I will say if you're playing against a team where you think you're going to need that, you have to look at it situation by situation, because I feel like Atuesta obviously is going to be a much, much better asset when it comes connecting the midfield to the attack. Gervais is good at it. Araujo's okay at it. Atuesta is the best at it. So it's going to be kind of dependent on the situation, I think, is what you're going to need there. So right now, things are working good. I wouldn't go ahead and force the change right now, especially not against Nashville or Portland. But I do want to see Atuesta get back on the field in that starting role because I do really like what he brings. But I'm not going to discount how great Gervais has been, especially the last couple games.
So Atuesta doesn't automatically get his starting spot back, according to you. Not right away.
I don't rush it right now. That's what I'm saying, because he's dealing with neck issues. He's dealing with neck issues. I want him ready for the playoffs.
Gotcha. So long season, 3 competitions. How about you, Cleon?
The only way I don't rush him back in is if he's not physically ready to come right back in. You know what I mean? If he's physically ready to come back in, for me, you put him right back in.
It was Atuesta and Araujo when we had that stretch where we were scoring a bunch of goals. It was them too.
Yeah,
to be fair.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, we've been unbeaten, but I mean,
a lot of 0-0s, and
they won a whole lot of wins up in there. You know what I mean?
So but now we've also scored 14 in the past 4 games as well without them, without that being the pairing too. Yeah. So we're also now at a point where
before we don't score without Atuesta. Now we're scoring.
Exactly. And now we figured out how to score without Atuesta.
That's what I'm saying. Credit to Oscar, and then the upside this team has, because we have adapted different phases where like we saw some ups. Oh, this guy's out. We got to switch. This guy's been playing well, and we've gone up, and then we gone down when these changes. Then we came back up. So he's managed it well. The team has managed it well, and Atuesta being out has been part of it, because we weren't creating chances. There was that famous stat you had figured out, Mike, that we Atuesta, Gervais and Araujo chance creation was stark. Now I don't know if they're creating a ton, especially Araujo, but we're creating from different angles.
I should go look to see what the last 4 games look like, honestly.
Right. You know what I and also too, who's been a big catalyst to this? Alex Freeman. Because I'm sorry, like people, they're seeing him run and running people over. Watch him all the time. He comes inside, he overlaps, he comes into midfield. Bro, like big sensation who's playing left a fullback like this is from Arsenal, Miles Lewis Skelly. His initials are MLS. You know what I mean? Coincidence, little, X-Files or whatever, weird connection. So if Freeman's doing MLS and MLS, it's just inside, outside, inverted, overlaps. They're asking so much of him, and they're giving him. You can see Oscar's letting loose the reins some more. Him jumping in midfield is creating an extra man in midfield and freeing things up too. When you see him go into midfield, that lets Cesar go up, because we essentially have a double pivot for a little bit, right? Because Gervais really sits deep, so that, and then Gervais sitting deep with the 3 center backs gives us 4, right? And so that's been the other wrinkle, having Brecalo come in. They kind of narrow out. He's not, when we're on defense and we don't have the ball, it's not 3. He's not wide as a left back. He's much more narrow. So
Mhm.
it's and that's compacting people in, and we're winning the ball higher up because of it. So
And
good
yeah,
stuff,
just
Oscar.
taking a quick look. It looks like between Bay and Arujo, they're kind of creating around 2 to 3 chances per game, which is more than we were getting out of them previously. So we are getting some chance creation out of the midfield. So they figured that out, which is good. So we need to keep that up.
One is 100% increase. It's 200%
Exactly.
increase.
Exactly. All right.
All
so
right.
time for some shout outs.
7-minute detours. We're back.
Cleon, who you got a shout out for this week? You already went out to Fort Lauderdale trash collection. So
I ain't got a shout out for nobody else.
That's it. Oh wow.
Not even your boy Dom Mysterio. No shout outs for him.
No, not yet. I got to see him pull. I got to see how he pulls that through. So
okay, we'll wait to see. All right,
I got to wait and see on this one.
You might lose the greatest Mysterio of all time moniker.
Never. Impossible.
That's going to be a perpetual war for the two of us because Rey Mysterio has been my favorite wrestler since I was like 9. So, all right, Eddie, what do you got?
Shout out to the traveling support. Another bus. I laugh on all these guys heading down there, but I thought to get down to Miami it was the Turnpike or 95, but apparently it's Route 1. So
there you go.
There. Showed up. That's it. Yeah. Oh. Shout out to those guys. Yeah. Oh, shout out to the social media, man, because
Connor, man,
been on our somebody somehow. I don't know who's on it now, bro, but
he's Connor kid, some new kid.
He's good. He's good.
He's good, bro. Yeah, he's he's just running that he gets the zeitgeist of the current kind of culture or whatever. So
I just had a conversation with one of my friends about what was the whitest name in history, and we both came to the agreement it was Connor.
It's up there.
It's up there, right? Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It actually came from the whole exciting whites conversation, but yeah. What's the whitest name we could come up with? And both of us landed on Connor.
Right. Yeah, right. Next year we're gonna draft a Connor and a Tyler and a Jackson with the X. Oh boy, you know what I mean?
Hey, just because my Giants did that this year, all right, calm down.
Right. Yeah. Well, and then, I mean, he's just the whole lose of elegance. I mean, even in Minnesota United, we're like, bro, that's awesome. That's brilliant.
Elegant and triumph.
We're getting fans just from it. He's like, some other people are like, bro, like, Messi, he's got the giant nose banner, and we got Muriel, like, perfect picture, like right in his nose.
Bro, that Fortnite one was crazy.
Right.
I'm surprised that the league didn't tell them to take that.
Right.
Even I saw that one, I was like,
yeah. Is that? So he
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, shout out to Connor. We're saying the same stuff. It's not about taking or whatever. I've been saying, like, I've been saying that Ojeda's the best number 10 in the state, for a bit, and I loved. Yeah. We've been saying this stuff. I love it. The exciting whites. I know they're not going to use that. I get it. You know what I mean? Leave that to me. Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
we'll look into printing shirts. So
right. In soccer age, I'm like that. I'm like old now, so like I can get away with things, So, but you don't want that kid doing that. Keep that job, bro. I know they ain't paying you enough anyway, so just don't mess with that.
Yeah, Connor, bro, you got to rein it in a little bit, bro, because Messi puts that call in, it's a wrap for you.
Right. Yeah.
It don't matter. You work for Orlando City. Messi puts the call in, it's a wrap for you.
Right. And the theme I've had for a little bit about the academy, I've been the guy saying we ain't got nobody that's a single person produced yet, but now we got that. We got Gus Bus, we got other kids coming up, Freeman, and we got and then Taifi got his deal. Shout out to him. He's been with us for so long.
Otero got an extension.
Yeah, Otero got an extension too. So shout out to the academy.
Justin Ellis is probably next.
Justin Ellis, 18. And bro, you guys pay attention to Justin Ellis. He's not just a fox in a box. He is a complete guy. Him and Shaq work.
He had a goal and 2 assists against the little Inter Fort Lauderdale B team there.
Right.
Run the game.
Right. Exactly. And they use Shaq. Him and Shaq are like Mariano Ojeda. Like Shaq gets in behind, just like Ojeda does. It's very much that same kind of style, which is great. So that's just keep an eye on that. So I've been on them for what are we on? Year 7 or something? 7 years. So now that
this is the best for sure.
Right. This is the best this club looks like it's
Top
got
to
a ton
bottom.
of potential. I think
top to
the
bottom.
team, the first team, to me, this has the markings of our best season ever. I know we got second in the East, but I'm telling you, upside wise, with Marco and the way Muriel's playing, and then the bench, there's, I don't want to get too excited, but I feel like there's still meat on that bone too. We can even get better.
Legitimately,
at a time, go get it.
Legitimately,
Right.
on our bench, we should have
won it last year.
We have 2 10-goal strikers. We're pulling off a guy who was a starting right back and midfielder last year for us as well in Dagger Dan. And if Atuesta's coming off the bench, that's a guy who was starting in Brazil last year and has also won an MLS Cup coming off the bench. Like having those kind of guys as your bench arsenal, like this team can go far.
Look at our third, not to take straight, his whatever dishing out strays out here, but last year our third midfielder was Felipe. Now it's Gervais. Like we've upgraded. Like we have we just fullback is just upgraded. And then strikers upgraded with Muriel stepping up. Yeah. You could say right wing is upgraded. Like you could have that argument, right, etc. So we've upgraded everywhere but left.
People when someone said that earlier.
Yeah,
I don't know if we're still employing that college scout, that same college scout we've had this whole time, bro. But
we're not. We give him a raise again.
Right. But I think
the same guy still, but.
Well, that's true. Tom Bogert put out a story this week that said that Gervais was our number 1 guy on the board, and he fell to us at 26 is where it was, right? Something like that.
26. And remember, people are like,
he hits at least one every year, bro.
Right. Yeah. Right. And before it was like, bro, this late, who cares? When I told someone, hey, we got to come on middle or second round. Don't sleep on these guys. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to draft, bro, you got to give them the benefit of the doubt. They take it serious.
The fact that through the draft we got more hits than misses, I think, is just like has to say the most out of it. Because that's the thing too. There's 2 other guys that we had drafted at one point that are starters for other teams. Like Derek Dodson and Jonathan Dean. I don't think they played a single minute for our first team, but they're both starting fullbacks for DC and Chicago. Like,
Dean is too. Wow, I didn't know Dean.
Starting a lot of games. He's been starting a good amount of games for Chicago. Yeah,
he's been starting for them. I noticed it too.
So
it's just that's why they suck, but still.
Oh God! All right. Anyway, I didn't even get a shout out in yet. Shout out. Yeah. I'm gonna follow you up. Shout out the Academy and go Knicks. That's pretty much gonna be it. But I'm never going to say the full name because I saw Doris Burke almost mess that up, and it sounded really questionable.
Almost?
It sounded really questionable.
Right.
Like, don't try and say the name of that team, the full name of that team, if you got a little bit of peanut butter in your mouth. It ain't going to work.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, go Knicks. I'm excited about that. And let's go ahead. Let's advance in the Open Cup. Let's beat Phil Neville in Portland because there's history. We don't like them. We know that. Let's keep this train rolling. I'm with Eddie. Let's hit. We're at 12 unbeaten right now in all comps. Let's hit 14. That's what we want, right? We
got the next 2 at home. I haven't seen zero reason why we're going to lose either one of these 2.
Exactly. All right, guys. This is longer than we wanted to go, and we started later than we originally do. So appreciate y'all for tagging along because I'm looking at my view counter up at the top, and there's a lot of people that have been watching this show. So we appreciate the crap out of you. We love you. We appreciate you. It's Vamos Orlando. Florida is purple, and F Miami all the time. We'll see you guys for some Den After Darks this week after the Open Cup and after the game against Portland because I'll be there yapping like crazy like I always do. We love you guys. We appreciate you. Thank you for watching the show. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Orlando Lions Den podcast. Don't forget to follow us at Orlando Lions Den on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. See you next week in the Den.